Hey everybody, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are doing part 2 for the August card kit from Hero Arts. And as you've already probably noticed, my voice is super questionable. I just got sick like yesterday, and I did not want to make you wait any longer for this video, so I have called in a guest voiceoverer, and Adia will be helping us through these cards. So I'm going to turn it over to Adia, although I will be here for moral support.
Hi everybody, my name is Adia, and I will be doing most of the voiceover today. So as you can see, my mom is cutting out this swirly dye. That's the color of coffee, and she is tearing it apart. Not really, but you know what I mean. And then she's using that brown distress oxide. Is that the name?
Yep.
To make it more brown. Now she's stamping out with the Misty Thanks a Whole Latte and gluing it onto the picture. Stamping it onto the picture. And then she's using this coffee mug and colored it purple and glued it on there. Now she's going to use that swirly thing as steam going up into the coffee. And that's that card after she cuts that off.
Okay, very good. So we're going to move into the next card here.
And now we are moving on to a different card, and she is stamping on black cardstock, sending you, and then she stamped out a cup of.
Yep, so what I'm doing here is I am making my own sentiment. So I'm taking a few of the sentiments in the stamp set, and I'm going to make it into my own that says sending you a cup of, and then the cup itself will say get stuff done. So it'll all kind of come together. And then I cut this out with the, what is that?
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
But it looks like a poop emoji.
It does look like a poop emoji.
Okay, now she's stamping on the mug. Get stuff done. So while she's doing that, she's also stamping out some steam over the cup. And as you see, the whipped cream fell off a little bit. But now she is done with the card.
Okay, so on this one, I'm going to jump in to help. On this one, I actually spilled my own coffee on my own craft mat, and I'm going to make real-life coffee rings on this cardstock. And my daughter right now, Adia, is looking at me like I'm crazy pants because I purposefully spilled when all the time I'm saying at my craft table, what do I tell you?
You tell me to be creative.
No, I say, don't touch my coffee. Watch my coffee. It's going to spill. And now I purposefully spilled it.
Why didn't you let me do that?
Oh, goodness. That would just have been a hot mess of a situation. Okay, so what am I doing now?
Well, now you are heat embossing.
Yep.
Well, you were heat embossing these circle cup.
A cup? Yeah, a cup of coffee.
Yeah, and she put a sentiment that says,
coffee is always a good idea.
Coffee is always a good idea.
That's right. Unless it's hot chocolate, because that's what you like. Oh, yeah, her eyebrows just went up. You can imagine that. Okay. All right, and I'm going to take some of this corrugated paper and just kind of put it on the sides of my card. This was a clean and simple, yet anti-clean and simple, because it actually has coffee stains on it.
And very fun and creative.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we're moving on to the next card.
Right now, she is heat embossing her little mugs, and with the little sentiments on them. And then she is heat embossing the whipped cream with this puffy stuff.
And then I also took the cardstock that came as the backdrop of the kit, and I'm going to use that because that was just too yummy not to use. So that's what I'm doing there.
And she glued the whipped cream on top of the mug that said, "You're sweet," which was both of our ideas, but mostly mine. And then she's gluing them to the background. She's also putting foam dots behind the ones that she wants to pop up, red, yellow, and purple. And she is cutting the backdrop. What?
Okay, so this was a little confusing to explain. So I used a tag die to cut out that sentiment area there, and then I just drew a pencil line on the white paper behind it so I knew where to put my sentiment, and I used some distress oxides and just put down my sentiment there that says "Life begins after coffee," and that will...
Even when you're 1 month old.
Even when you're 1 month old. I don't get it.
Because life begins after coffee? You're just born? Life didn't begin because you didn't have coffee?
Oh my. Okay, well we're getting all literal here. Okay, so we're moving on to the very final card here. Now I will explain this a little bit because it's a little confusing. I took some stick-it adhesive sheet and I put that on a piece of white cardstock, and then I used the die and I ran that through the Big Shot. What came out was basically this is going to be all sticky on the top because it's double-sided adhesive that I cut through. So it's now going to be exposed, and I'm going to take some Martha Stewart brownstone glitter and I'm going to pour it all over the panel here. This card was, I think I made this way too complicated for what, you could get the same look of multitude of ways, but I felt like it was a little bit too complicated. I think I did too much here. However, the end result was really kind of fun and abstract looking, and so in the end I kept it, so I wanted to share it with you. But I am, again, just covering this all in glitter. Once I get that covered the way that I want it, I'm going to rub the glitter in with the bone folder. And that is going to start shining it up because it's kind of dull until you do that part. So I'm going to go all over the image with that, clean up my surface. I do not recommend ever wiping your surface with a Swiffer dry cloth because I got what looks like cobwebs all over it. So for a Halloween card, that's going to be awesome. But for this card, I don't recommend it. However, I did not scratch it. I kept going. And so then I'm going to cover it with some Versamark ink. I used an old ink pad that I keep for just purposes like this. And I got it all Versamarky. And then I put clear embossing powder over it. And I did this so that I can lock in that glitter. On the back of that card, I'm going to just cover this very haphazardly with Distress Oxide and then some of that paper that came with the kit. I'm trying to use all that up. Stamp it out right in the middle of that, and that will do it for that card. You'll just see me assemble it in the next part. This little nozzle here that I'm using, it's really helpful. This is Nuvo glue that's inside there. I find that multi-matte medium or multimedia matte is really great, but it does clog. This stuff is awesome. It doesn't clog. So I'm using Nuvo for that. Okay, and that will do it for the cards. Come on. You got to say your goodbyes.
Goodbye, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful time.
Oh, I'm going to need a little bit more energy. I'm the one that doesn't have energy right now. You need to give the people the energy. Come on.
Goodbye, everybody. I hope you had a fun time watching this video. Bye.
Yay! We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.